Hi, 5th grade. I'm just about to head out for a walk and I'm taking you with me. Well, this is a weird way to start our first EL assignment. Normally, at the beginning of school, we like to take you for a hike in Frick Park. And I want to take you on a little walk in my neighborhood and point out some things that I think are interesting or beautiful or make me feel good and share those with you. And I want to invite you to do the same. Before we continue on our hike through Polish Hill, I want to remind you that before you go on a hike, you need to check with a trusted adult and make arrangements with them. If you're unable to go on a hike, it's possible to do this assignment without the hike, but the teachers think it's very important that you get outside. Here's a point of interest that I'd like to show you. City steps. Pittsburgh has so many city steps, and I'm sure your neighborhood has a set of steps that look really similar to this. Hey, there's a cat up there. Do you see the cat on the steps? Boop. Whenever I walk past these steps, I think about how when I first moved to the neighborhood, this street sign here, Apollo, is for the stairs. And whenever people would have their GPS on, it would tell you to drive up the stairs because they didn't know that it was a stairwell until someone fixed that part of the algorithm. So point of interest number 1, city steps. Another thing I love about my neighborhood is great neighbors.
Hi, neighbor!
By now you're probably wondering, what are we gonna do with all of these interesting things that we're seeing in our neighborhoods? How are we gonna share them with our classmates and how are we gonna share them with our teachers? Well, let me show you. You're going to pin your points of interest onto a Padlet. I'm standing in front of one of my favorite Polish Hill landmarks, the Witamy Dół, which in Polish means welcome to Polish Hill sign. I love my great neighbors, but that might not be something that I want to pin on a map to share with my classmates. I'm going to pick the Polish Hill sign because it's something that other people might want to come and visit too. Now that you know what you want to pin, go to Google Classroom, click on the Classwork tab in the 5th grade EL classroom. You'll see more detailed directions for the assignment here. And right here, you will find the link to our Padlet. If you are having trouble, you might have to zoom in or out using this feature here at the bottom. Right now, it's zoomed into the pin that I did before, but it might be zoomed out and you might see the whole world. So zoom in to your neighborhood and find the point of interest. You can see other people's posts. You can see that I already made a post for my city steps. That's my first point of interest. If I want to shrink this again, I just click somewhere else on the map. I'm going to now add another pin for the Pittsburgh or the Polish Hill sign, which is right under the Bloomfield Bridge. So it's right about here. And it was a good thing that I made a note of where I was at so that I could find it on a map. I could see my street right here, and there's the Bloomfield Bridge. I'm going to add a pin. You have 2 options. If you're trying to add something like a favorite restaurant or maybe a building that has a name, you can search for it here, or you can just click on this and drag it to the location that you want to pin. So that Polish Hill sign is like right on that side of the bridge. It's going to ask you what you're pinning. And there is nothing there, right? It's the address. I'm just going to that's the GPS coordinates. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to delete that anyway and write Polish Hill welcome sign. Oops. I'm going to have an explanation of why I included this. I love seeing the sign. Click here to upload if you want to upload a video from your computer, or if you want to try to add an image, you can oops, I don't want to do that. You can do a Google image search over here. It already pulls up Polish Hill welcome sign. Polish Hill, Pittsburgh. Let's see if it comes up. Polish Hill sign, Pittsburgh. Don't see anything. Oh, look, there it is. I didn't even have to take my own picture. Okay, there we go. There's my post. I logged in through Google, so you can see my name at the top. And then I'm just going to click off of it, and my post is there for everybody to see. Can't wait to see what you post. Another point of interest in my neighborhood is all of the artwork. Right now, I'm sitting next to my friend here, this weird skeleton guy that's made out of metal and bolted to an old bridge stanchion here in Polish Hill. It's a little bit hard to see. Also, it looks like someone threw water balloons full of paint at the bridge, and even though it's graffiti and it's not technically legal, it does add a splash of color that I do enjoy. Behind me you can see the Polish Hill graffiti mural that someone painted underneath the Bloomfield Bridge. And whenever I go for a hike and I want like a place to kind of reflect and relax, I like to sit here because you can also look out over Bloomfield across the way. You know what else is great? Miss Yu is my neighbor. Now it's time for you to do your first EL assignment for the year. Plan your hike, find some cool things to point out, and share them to Padlet.